Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of Star Trek Fleet Command. A couple of things I want to quickly say. Good luck to those peoples on servers 191, 192. If you don't know what happened with the previous merger of the founder servers, I would definitely try to reach out with someone from those servers, like Econ, a Morgan. There's a whole bunch of players over there that have already gone through a server merge and have nothing good to say about it. So hopefully Scopely has fixed that whole process, and the best of luck to those guys. My salute to them, because we all know Scopely, and we all know things never nearly go as smoothly as they may sound. I just got done watching Rev Deuce's video on it. It was a pretty solid video. I think he was reading the Q&A from Scopely very accurately. And I do want to say as well, any players that are in the process of a merger definitely deserve, a rewards package that has never been seen before on the server. So, because ultimately the people who are going to be winning from this is going to be Scopely. They're increasing that PvP potential of the game with inactive servers or dead servers. So yeah, I'm glad it's not happening to my servers, either one that I'm on, because I don't think it's going to go as smoothly as as it should go. So with that being said, I do have an announcement. I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's the first of its kind for me. I have interviewed players in the levels between 43 to 47, and getting all their feedback on the ISS Jellyfish. Specifically the event that pops up at level 36. What are their suggestions about the event? Can you really go ahead and play the game without the jellyfish at those levels? And their feedback, their asks of Scopely, a whole bunch of different kinds of questions I did ask them. I got amazing feedback from those players, so I definitely want to give a shout out to those players. Anesius, Days from server 12, let's see, Tronics from the FX Alliance on server 32, and hang on, I have to pull up my phone because I don't want to miss anyone's name here. 1 second. That's my theme music right now. 1 second here. All right, and we also have T Irishman from server 32, and then let's see, we also have Mattis from server 32. So definitely got to have interesting conversations with them, and they all have different kinds of ships. That's another thing I will be discussing. A couple of different Kelvins. We have a Valdor. We even have a Katinga. Some players have, other kinds of ships. Some players ask me to not go so much into detail specifically, so I will be using some vague terminology in that department. But yeah, I just want to put that out there. I'm going to be doing a live stream. Hopefully it doesn't turn out too dry. I want to get you guys all the information I received on this. So it might be a little bit of me reading. So this video is all about the new Augment crew. Once I saw them drop and I looked at those officer abilities, I was like, oh my god, these are going to be some decent augments. These are people I can actually do some PvP with, maybe some PvE, not just base rating. And I was quickly I quickly overestimated their abilities. So just to show you guys here, I'm going to go ahead and assign them to my Sally. The very first thing I'll definitely go over is their abilities. Group. Alright, so we have Navi, Pan, and Rima. And I'm going to assign them here and go back to my officer listing. Alright, so when I first took a look at Navi, I was like, you know, she does look great. If there's a hull breach, she increases critical hit damage bonus by 20%. If she's a captain and surrounded by augments, that goes up to 60%. That's awesome. And then at the start of the round, if there's a hull breach, she increases armor, shield deflection, and dodge of the ship by 50%. So I was like, okay, that's pretty decent here. And then we had Pan. He increases the impulse speed of the ship by 50% currently because he is the captain. And then he does have a 25% chance of applying a hull breach to his own ship for 3 rounds. So this was the first thing that I was like, oh wait, though they're going to work with Gorkin. So Gorkin's ability is to apply a hull breach to the opponent's ship. Pan's hull breach ability is to his ship. So they won't actually work interchangeably there. So just keep that in mind. Now, these augment officers would actually work pretty interesting if you were fighting PvPing against a Gorkin crew setup. And you didn't have Pan there and you were kind of relying on them to activating a hull breach on your ship. So, so you could definitely do it that way. I don't recommend it. I don't think they're that great. I've done a lot of testing on these crew. Rima, he has a chance to increase damage of the ship by 40% with a hull breach, which goes up to 80%. This one I'm coming back to, because this one pissed me off. And his officer ability is at the start of each round. If the ship has a hull breach, Rima adds a 5% critical hit chance. So you can kind of see how he would work with Navi. Well, let me show you what they're good for. This is the only thing that's reliable, because even by reading these officer descriptions, you're like, there's so many ifs. If this, then that, but you'll need that, then this. And as you know from this game, you can't really rely on that because that first if never happens. Like that hull breach rarely happens. And if you do get that hull breach, then that critical hit didn't crit when it was supposed to. So that has been the biggest downside to this. But let me show you what they're good for. That's it. They are good for going super fast through the system. And that's it, folks. I will say, I have used this, you know, when you're going through those PvE events and everyone is like trying to, you know, gun down the NPC ship and you're getting beat out. This ability will actually let you catch it before other people. But then you really don't have any crew to kind of defend against the damage that you're going to take. So this actually can work if you're in that kind of situation where you just need to get there first. But that's it. There's nothing else here to it. I have played around with these officers, and I usually don't have Pan as a captain. I've used Navi, and then I used Rima. And I think I got, out of 50 battles, I got, let's see here, confirm, then you can see, now she has a 60% bonus to a critical hit damage. So in this situation, with the Saladin, you need Pan to trigger that hull breach on the ship in the very first round. Then you need that torpedo to be a critical hit, that very first torpedo. Remember, on the Saladin, its heavy torpedo goes every 3 rounds. So you have to get it right away. That's the catch one right there. I will say Pan's ability to apply a hull breach, it actually happens more times than it doesn't. However, her ability does not happen all that often. I was able to get a Saladin critical hit in the first round with Pan activating a hull breach 1 time in 50 battles. And so I was like, okay, well, that sucks, but let's just play around with this, because this guy has an interesting ability, and his is, if you have a hull breach, then all your weapons just have an 80% increase in damage. I'm like, whoa, even if I don't crit, that's awesome. So sad. So I did that, and I got a hull breach. It activated the 80% increase to damage on the weapons. The hull breach hit on round 2. So I was able to look at the phaser damage done in round 1. It was 126k damage. Round 2, when the hull breach procced and this ability kicked in, the phaser did 126k damage. I was like, wait. How does this work? And it took talking to Gregor, the resident expert that most of us content creators rely on from time to time. I was like, what is going on here? And he said, because of the hull breach mechanic on Pan, it will only boost critical attack damage. So let's reread this ability here, because I don't see it, and maybe I'm missing it here. At the start of each round, if the ship has a hull breach, if it does, Rima increases the damage of the ship by 80% for this round. That's it. So I kind of feel like this is incredibly misleading, because it should be worded to say that Rima increases the critical damage of the ship by 80% for this round. And I was also talking to Heck about this, and Heck runs his Discord on Ships and Crew. And he goes, there is that variance in phaser damage that can vary from, hit to hit. And that's true. Your phaser damage can do like 110, and then it can do 120. There's a couple different things in there that it can vary from. However, if I'm doing 126k damage when nothing is happening, and then I'm supposed to get an 80% boost to that, that number should be a little bit higher than getting the same amount of damage that happened in the first round. So I'm like, okay, so this is like completely useless. What sucks is I paid for her. I paid for Navi. I paid $50 for her. That's what I'm irritated about. Because I saw that offer came up for Rima, and I was like, whatever. So, what I would say is, there might be an interesting base attack combination you can do with Khan with this, or maybe attacking one of those bosses that they're like 3 million power, and they do very little damage. There might be an interesting twist you can do with that, but more than anything, these officers are, they're just sad. So at the end of kind of testing them out and seeing what they're good for making your ship go really fast at impulse. And they have, let's take a look at their stats. Of course, I have Prime Cruise, so that's boosting them up, to okay, decent levels. It's nothing all that special. Yeah, they're very disappointing. I think what's more disappointing is the miswording in their descriptions and misleading people to believe that they can do one thing when they can't do that one thing. I think that's the really unfortunate part about these crew members. So, definitely leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're getting something different than I am. I tried testing these officers at length, and I was swapping positions. I was just trying to find something that would be like halfway decent, and it was not. So let me know your thoughts down below. Definitely check out the live stream I'm going to be doing tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you later.